can hear me, please type what you're having for lunch and what questions you have about technical analysis versus fundamental analysis. Let me just lower the volume. And good afternoon, all of you guys. Welcome to One Punch Investor Series. Hi, Singla. Okay, Nidru. Okay, thanks a lot for joining me. Can you guys hear me before I begin? Okay. Just fade out the music and welcome back to this session. So now, before I begin, this is the key topic of today: the difference between technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So how many of you are interested to find out, or if you are totally new to investing, you can type new so that I know how to cater a better explanation to you and also give you some resources to bring you guys forward. Before I begin, do me a favor, help me click the share button so that more people can understand the difference between technical versus fundamental analysis. And before I go into the lesson proper, let me go and share with you one of, but by the way, you guys can hear me, correct? Just to make sure. Okay, great. I see some answers here. Now, I want to ask you guys a question before I get started, and it's meant to be a joke, okay? Don't be offended if, let's say, these jokes actually offend you. This is the question: why does the European market keep sliding? Anyone knows why does the European market keep sliding? Now, US market has recovered, Japan market, and many other markets has recovered. But why does the European market keep sliding? Okay, and you know what's the answer? The answer is because of Greece. Okay, in case you guys don't know, it is meant to be a joke. You know, Greece. Anyone get a joke? Okay, where's my laughing button? Where is my laughing button? Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's go to the lesson proper for today. I don't know whether this joke is funny or not. So the lesson proper for today is this: what is the difference between technical and fundamental analysis? And I've prepared some slides and some resources to help guide us through the thinking process. So here we go. Let me just pull out my slides. And I'm going to share my whole entire screen this time now. Okay, great. So this is what I'm going to go through, the difference between technical and fundamental analysis. And these are the key points for this afternoon session. It's probably going to take about 10 to 15 minutes, not going to be very long. I'm going to explain what is technical analysis, what is fundamental analysis, which is better, and also give you some resources to bring you guys forward. Okay, let's go straight into it. Technical analysis. Now, if you have heard of this term called technical analysis or TA, if you have used TA yourself, can you please type TA so that you can also chime in and also share with your perspective about what technical analysis is and whether it's useful for you. I just want to share out front that personally, I do not use technical analysis that much, but in my earlier days, when I started investing, I do use it quite substantially. Now, technical analysis is using historical price movement to try and forecast, okay, or try to predict whether the price will continue to go up. If I use this term wrongly, please forgive me. Again, I'm not really into technical analysis, but you must understand something. For both technical and fundamental analysis, the whole key thing is this: we analyze historical data, some key data, and for technical, the key data that technicians analyze is price movement and volume. Mainly these two things. Using these two, form a certain picture to see whether is it the best time to enter the stock price right now. Now, let me go to one of the key resources that many technicians use, which is this particular website called TradingView. Now, at the end of my whole entire presentation, I have consolidated a list of websites which can help you in either technical or fundamental. If you guys want to actually receive these resources, well, you just stay tuned. At the end, I'll give you the whole entire list. And do help me click the share button so that more people can learn about technical versus fundamental. Okay, now let me explain to you. This is what technicians or people who uses TA actually look at. So we look at all these patterns. Okay, when I say we, it doesn't really include me because I don't really do that often. But the whole key idea is this. What are you seeing right here on the screen? These are stock prices on either daily basis, weekly basis, depending on the time frame that you look at. Later, I'll give you one resource if you are interested to find out more about technical analysis. There's this particular website that I feel is teaching very in-depth, and the resource is actually free. Okay, so I'll actually go into that. Now, so you can see from the price movement, it goes up, it comes down, and it forms a certain patterns. So the key idea of technical analysis is to look out for patterns. Please type the word pattern, okay? Now, so if we zoom into here, you can see that the pattern for this particular stock called Apple, okay, at that particular point in time, you can see it was a uptrend pattern. Okay, let me just see. Okay, and you can see that it helps to guide the decision on whether to buy or not to buy the stocks or to sell the stocks. Now, as we actually look at the pattern, it bounces up, goes up and then come down again and bounce. This is what they call a support line. Well, I'll not go too much into detail, but the key idea of technical analysis is to make use or look at past price movement to form a pattern. Okay, now there's the reason why I don't use technical analysis that much, because I realize I'm not that good at pattern recognition. So example, my wife is always hinting me something, and I don't get it. So if you don't get it, well, sometimes you can maybe choose to look at other kind of analysis. Now, I'll explain what technical analysis is in other ways as well. And one more thing that actually technician or TA analysts use is indicators. So example, one indicator that is very, very popular is called moving averages. And again, if you use TradingView, all these are for free. You can use a moving average to actually guide your analysis in terms of seeing whether is it a good time to enter or exit. Now, you can see that right now, there's this blue color line that's formed. This is called a moving average. And by the way, let me just explain something. What we see right here is a 1 day, okay, or rather a 1 year chart, and every single pattern or every single bar or candlesticks, they call it candlesticks, you see is actually a 1 day movement. So there's more things we can go into, but let me just explain to you. When you create a moving average, what we are seeing is we calculated, okay, or rather this particular line calculates the past 9 days. Can you see? So they are going to plot it for the past 9 days. This is the average of the price. They plot a point there, and then after that they continue to form. Every day there will be a new moving average. So now, typically, most of the time, depending on your school that you're being taught in, the technicians usually like to use something like a 200 days moving average. Okay, this gives a clearer picture. You can see that this is a 200 days moving average. Again, what does it mean? It means that they take the past 200 days pricing, take the average, and then plot it down here. You can see they plotted this. And this is used as a guideline to say that typically, most of the stock prices will always regress or go back near to their 200 days moving average. Again, this is one school of thoughts. Within technical analysis, there are many school of thoughts, and this is one very common one. 200 days moving average, if it's going to hit that 200 days somewhere around here, you can see, typically it will bounce back up. It will not go too far down, it will not go too far up. But right now, we can see that this particular stock called Apple, it has gone way up from the 200 days moving average, showing that there's a big gap here. So it may not be a very good time to enter into, let's say, this particular stock, Apple. Well, again, this is one of the indicators. So now, before I dwell too much into technical analysis, which I can tell you I'm not very familiar with, let me explain fundamental analysis. But before that, let me see whether you have any questions or any comments. Again, as I mentioned, I am not an expert into TA and things like that. Oh, nice haircut. I'm going to just put the comment down here because it makes me feel happy. Great. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the next portion of it. Then I'll explain to you the difference. Now, fundamental analysis is different from technical analysis, but the objective is the same. We want to use certain amount of data, we analyze, and we want to ascertain whether right now is it a good time to buy the stock. Now, whenever we buy a stock, the key objective is the same. We want to buy it at this price and sell it, or let the stock price increase and our net worth increase. Does it make sense? We always want to buy at a lower price and have a chance to sell it at a higher price. This is always the same. Even when you talk about, let's say, for more advanced investors, you do shorting, you want to actually sell at a high price and buy at a low price. But the whole key thing is the same. Sell high, buy low, sell high. It is just maybe a reversal in terms of the sequence. But the whole key thing is this. We want to say whether if we enter right now, does it help us to actually exit at a better price? Better price can be higher or lower. Now, let's go back to the simple term. We want to buy low, sell high. Can you all please type that in? Buy low, sell high. I know that some pure fundamental analysis or fundamentalists, right? They will say, no, I don't want to buy low, sell high. I just want to buy a good business and let the business help me make money forever. Now, how do they help you make money? Typically, they can give you dividends, or when the business value increases, that's where you can sell high or your net worth has increased. So fundamentally, or basically technically or fundamentally, the objective is the same. Okay, now, but for fundamental, how do we actually ascertain whether this is a good time to enter into this stock? We actually ask a few questions. Number one key thing is we understand the business model. So now, for example, Apple, if you realize in the technical analysis portion, we don't really ask, oh, what is Apple doing? What are they actually selling? Are they going to make more money this year? That is not the key purpose of technical analysis. Now, before I go in further, I want to say certain technicians or people who use technical analysis, they do add fundamental analysis as well. But I just want to separate these two to explain what is the difference when we look at them purely. So now, back to fundamental analysis. When we look at fundamental analysis, we look into the business. Can you all please type business? We look into the business model. We look into the business valuation. Okay, so these are two very important things in fundamental analysis. But how do we actually analyze a business? We look at historical results. So that's where we will go to websites like Morningstar. Okay, so this is a very good resource that I personally like a lot. It is free and most importantly, right, it gives the whole entire 10 years data to analyze into whether Apple is making steady net income. And well, the past does not equate to the future, but the past does give us certain records to allow us to have certain confidence to project into the future, because it shows us that Apple has the ability in the past to actually create a certain amount of net income and have the ability to grow at a certain rate. So it gives us a little bit of confidence. It is just like, for example, there's a new student in school or in your class. You don't know whether this student is going to become an A student, B student, or C student, all right? Now, but as time passes, if this particular student very irritatingly always score A for his exam, you know that there's a high chance that the next exam he is likely going to do well. Okay, so this is an example. So now, so past data does not always guarantee future, but it's a good way to form a certain picture. So when we look at fundamental analysis of Apple, we typically like to look at historical data of revenue, meaning we say, are they making more money? Of net income, are they able to keep the money after making it? Because they need to spend money on the other things, correct? On cash flow and many other things that I covered in my other videos. So again, I'll not dwell too much into it. But coming back to here, we also want to find out the future business plan. A lot of fundamental analysts, right? We also like to look at what is Apple up to. Are they having expansion plan? Are they going to actually expand into China? Is Donald Trump going to cut off their business somewhere? You know, so these are things that we look at, and it sounds like there's a lot more things to do, which I have to say, fundamental analysis does take a little bit more work than technical analysis in that aspect. Okay, in that aspect. Now, the difference between fundamental analysis and technical analysis, if I were to share it in my perspective, again, please don't be offended because it is my own personal perspective. It is example, if I use this particular pot of plant. And technical analysis, right, look for pattern in pricing. Again, key A, technical analysis, the key indicator is pricing. So if let's say this pot of plant, I want to know when to buy and when to sell this pot of plant. So example, if I analyze and I realize that every Monday, it will go up to $10. Okay. And every Wednesday, it will drop back to $5. And it has been happening for a few weeks. $10, $5, $10, $5. So for technical analysis, based on price movement, and there must be a certain pattern already. Okay, we don't just look at one time. After a certain price pattern, right, we say, wow, on Wednesday or whenever it drops to $5, it may be a good time to buy, because after I buy it, I can potentially sell it for $10 on Monday. So this is purely based on price movement. I know I'm simplifying things, but this is how technical analysis typically works. Okay, so now fundamental analysis, right? What we do is we look at the plant, we smell the plant, and we try to find out where does this plant come from. Is it from the Brazilian forest or the Amazon forest? And let's take a look at this plant. And oh, crap, it's a fake plant, you know. So I realize it's a fake plant. I may not want to buy this plant because based on my understanding of a fake plant, it is not even worth $5. Okay, so although based on price movement, people have been buying it at 5, 10. This is the market price movement based on technical analysis. But fundamentally, when I studied, I realized a fake plant is only worth $3. So fundamentally, based on valuation, the plant is overvalued for quite some time. Now, why are people then paying $5 and $10 for this fake plant? Well, this is the reason why Warren Buffett's teacher, Benjamin Graham, called the stock market a crazy psychotic. Because the stock market, given a certain period in time, they don't really care about this plant, what is it about, whether it is a real plant, a fake plant. What they care about is the price movement, and they are trying to actually go for a good price based on market sentiment. So this is what the market thinks the price is worth. And for fundamentalists, we try to ascertain what exactly is this plant really worth, okay, which is actually $3. So this is overvalued in our opinion. So what do we do then? We are going to avoid going into the stock market, even though $5 look cheap in the whole entire technical analysis portion. For fundamental analysts, we actually wait for it to be $3 so that we are sure that when we buy the plant, it is at a good valuation. Okay, I don't know whether this makes sense to you guys, okay? So now, but for people who are very good in technical analysis, they will be telling me like, well, it doesn't matter whether it's worth $3 or $10 or whatever. Basically, I have the ability to buy it at 5 and to sell it at 10. However, fundamental analysis, people who actually use that, we will say that, no. We are actually trading on very thin ice. We're actually trading on an overvalued kind of stocks. Because if I buy it at 5, who knows? Suddenly, the market may have a crash and it may drop to, let's say, $2. And that's where I will feel very uncomfortable because I paid an overprice of $2 already. So this is where we go in. We don't mind buying at 3, knowing that it's at a good value. And that's where we wait for the market, or rather, maybe I backtrack a bit. If we think that this plant is worth $3, we want to wait for it to be undervalued to buy it at 2. And that's where when the market eventually, the keyword is eventually, when will it actually realize the actual value, we may not be able to tell, but at least when we buy, we have a certain amount of certainty, okay, in the sense of that. Now, does it make sense so far? Let me just check whether there are any questions. So now, is FA suitable for index? Unfortunately, I would say it's more difficult because when we talk about index, right, what it means is we are looking at the whole entire market. So for example, let's say we go for Dow Jones or S&P 500. Okay, SPY. This is an index, right? Well, I would say that it is not impossible to do fundamental analysis on the index, but you are analyzing 500 companies within this index. And okay, therefore, it is not so easy to analyze 500 companies. You got to actually make an assessment whether the economy of this whole entire company, will they be improving? So example, if I buy a Singapore index, which is EWS, example, EWS is a Singapore index, okay? I have to actually guess whether Singapore's economy will improve. I mean, this is still fundamental analysis, but there's you have to study on a much bigger scale. One guy who is especially good in doing that is actually this guy called George Soros. He has very strong ability to actually do macro analysis. And that's where he shorted the British pound and make billions of dollars. Okay? Now, but you can use fundamentally, you say, fundamentally, I believe in Singapore, there's not so much data point or past data, but you look at the future, you say, well, it is good enough, I will buy into it. It is also called more like fundamental analysis. Now, so which is better? Is fundamental analysis better or is technical analysis better? Good job. We can combine both FA and TA. So FA is to find good companies and TA is to have a better precise time, correct? So great. So now let me come back to my last point is this. Which is better, technical analysis or fundamental analysis? Well, politically correct. Okay, if I were to give a politically correct answer, I would say it depends on you and it depends which one suits you the best, or you can use both. But fortunately for both you and myself, I'm not going to become a politician. Well, look at me. Am I going to have a chance to become a politician? Well, I have no desire to do that. So I'm going to give you my personal answer. I personally feel that it is very important to have FA as a foundation. There's a reason why it is called fundamental analysis. Because when we invest or when we do anything, fundamentals is important. Again, this is my opinion. So I may offend some of you guys, but it's okay. Well, sometimes you get more haters, you get more people watching your videos. Okay, anyway, so for me, when I analyze a plant, I will really go and check whether is it a real plant, how much is it worth, and things like that. So to me, FA is fundamental. So FA comes first. This is my opinion. So if let's say this particular plant, it is let's say worth $3, okay, and it is a plant that I think, well, it's not bad buying. It's still a decent fake plant. It's worth $3. I still buy it when it's below $3, okay? That's where, if you want to add in TA, okay, TA, it comes second, in my opinion, again. So that's where you look at the price charts and you buy it at a better pricing when it is undervalued. So I prefer to do it that way. Okay. So now, finally, I want to give you guys some resources to bring you guys forward in terms of your investing journey. Now, consolidated resources. For those who are interested to get TA resources, these are some resources for you. Number one resource, babypips.com. Guys, this particular website is crazy. Why do I say that? Let me just show you this. Because in the past, when I studied technical analysis, right, this website, there's this particular website called babypips.com/learn forex. They have this particular school called the School of Pixology. Okay, for those who are into forex, you understand why. Now, it is not really teaching you forex per se, but it teach a lot on technical analysis for free. Okay, so you can see, you can go to preschool. You know what is forex trading. I'm not encouraging forex trading. I'm not discouraging as well. Okay, politically correct. Okay, anyway, so there is all these things like the types of charts, the types of analysis. They also tell you about technical analysis. You can see elementary. You can start the course and you can actually learn all this, and it's entirely for free. Support resistance line, candlesticks, Fibonacci, moving average, popular chart indicators. This is an amazing resource, you know. I actually studied the whole thing and I began to learn some things that's useful. I mean, ultimately, I decided that technical analysis is not really complementary to the way I invest. But if anyone wants to learn technical analysis, this is the place to actually get a head start. Okay. In fact, this particular website really spoiled market, man. Then I don't need to open my school, no need to actually charge people for course fee already. This is a lousy website. Don't share this. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But this website is really pretty good. Let me just give you guys the whole entire link here. Okay. So this is technical analysis. Now, other resources is this. TradingView. TradingView, I've shown you. That's where you can actually go and draw your charts right over here. Okay, it is free for 3 indicators. Make use of it. It is complementary to Baby Pips. You go and learn Baby Pips. You come to TradingView and then go and practice on this and see whether technical analysis is useful to you. Now, the final resource I want to give you is this particular website called stockcharts.com. What's wrong with my tongue? Okay. Anyway, this is what stockcharts.com looks like. It is actually similar to TradingView, and the reason why I actually share with you guys this website, because I think it's more cool to give resources in terms of 3. Okay, resource 1, resource 2, resource 3. Actually, I don't even know what is this website about. Okay, so I just want to make it look good. Okay, honest feedback. Okay, so for you guys who want to learn technical analysis, actually these 2 resources is good enough. I just want to put 1. 3 sounds better. Okay, now for those who are into fundamental analysis, this is what you can actually go for. You can go for morningstar.com. That's where we can go and analyze companies like Apple, look at their past results. And if you follow more of my videos, I talk a lot more about fundamental than technical analysis. Okay, now the second website is this website, Guru Focus. One of my favorite websites as well. And okay, let me just share with you something about Guru Focus. It is super awesome in a sense. Let me give you an example. For example, if you type a particular stock that you want, example Apple, okay, let me show you this. Now, one thing amazing about Guru Focus is this. It is very educational. So, okay, I know that you need to actually buy the subscription to see everything, but this is where it comes in useful, guys. Look at this, because for example, revenue per share, right? You can see these are the fundamental portion. If every single day, all you need to do is to come to Guru Focus, click on this particular link, okay? They will actually explain to you what is revenue per share and why is it so important. So they actually explain, you know. Now, on top of that, right, this Guru Focus also spoil market. Let me explain to you why. You can click on other things, like for example, discounted cash flow calculator, right? So they have like I've been showing this calculator for quite some time already. They actually explain to you. You can see fair value calculator tutorial. By the way, guys, I have not logged into this website. So whatever you see here is whatever you can access to as well. So they can explain to you what is discounted cash flow and margin of safety, and they explain to you step by step, telling you how to calculate, showing you complicated financial, I would say, equations and formula, make you feel like puking. But the key thing is this, they actually teach a lot of very good resources. So Guru Focus, another website that I like a lot. Now, finally, for fundamental analysis, this is called Jita.com. I mentioned it on a few occasions. No, I am not affiliated to Jita. Actually, I should because I've been promoting them so much. But anyway, this is what Jita looks like. You go to Jita.com. Now, why is it good? Again, click on, for example, this particular country that you want. You can search for the stock that you want, AAPL. They can give you a score of how good the company is based on their analysis, and they actually explain the score. For example, growth opportunity. There are some videos actually explaining the score. So you can actually go to the library and check out how they analyze stocks. Now, one thing is this, I really love the vision of JITA for one reason. Because you realize this, for technical analysis, it is more visual, correct? So when it's more visual, people feel that it's easier to absorb. For fundamental analysis, it looks like a sea of numbers, and when you see it, you feel like puking. So the vision of JITA was this. They say, what if we can make fundamental analysis visual as well? So what they did was this. They actually created a valuation line, and they say, well, if you do not like to look at like all the numbers, they have like so-called summarize it and consolidated for you. They give a valuation, and they say, well, now it becomes very visual. When the stock price, the blue color line, is below the valuation, the dotted line, it is undervalued. When it's above, it's overvalued. So they say when it becomes visual, it helps people invest better. I don't know whether you guys actually agree to that. Personally, I thought, wow, this is a very cool concept. Okay, so these are some of the key resources. Now, finally, one last bonus resource is this Saturday, I'm having a free valuation workshop. For those who have not already registered for it, you can go to this particular link and then sign up for it. Well, how much does it cost? It costs totally $0 because it is free. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. You can come here, click on the link, and then register for it. Do us a favor, help us share this as well. So a lot of people have been asking me this. They say, wow, Sean, by the way, this is in the post. If you look at the post right here where you're watching the video, this link is on the post where you can actually sign up for it. Now, let me see whether there are any questions here. The videos are in Vietnamese. Not really, it's in Thai. It's in Thai. They are from Thailand, okay? You want to buy JITA t-shirt? Hey, come on. Just go and buy a Uniqlo t-shirt and then type your own JITA words, okay? So guys, do you actually guys like the resources? I will actually put up another link here. You can download the slides. That's where you can actually see all the resources later. Now, a lot of questions. One key question that people ask is this: Sean, why are you doing this? What are you up to? What is in it for you to actually share all these things? Now, let me just explain to you guys in this video, why are we doing all these episodes, teaching people how to invest? Very simply is this. Now, if you didn't realize, right, I'm already in my late 30s, facing a midlife crisis. So the reason why we are doing this video is so that more people in the world will love us, will click a like on my Facebook post or my YouTube post, and that's where we can spread more love. So that's the reason why we are doing this. Nothing much. So actually, I'm just kidding now, okay? Anyway, so the reason why we are sharing this is because we love sharing, okay? So anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, you want to learn more about investing, help us share these videos, click a like button, and okay, come back to the post later. I'll be posting this link. I'm posting a link for you to download the slides just now so you can have access to all the resources. Just for fun, okay? Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good lunch, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. And I'll be doing a few videos a week to actually help more people invest better. And I feel that when I teach, right, I become